Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 4 of the season of Epiphany in our daily office video. I have included a link in the email I sent with this that will take you to YouTube and to a film production. It was done probably in the mid-90s of the Gospel of John. Now, it's not a high dollar film, but it's really neat to see Jesus in action, actually saying the very powerful words that are in John's Gospel. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just those scenes, and the Gospel of John supplies all of the script. It's worth watching. This is the first video in which we've discussed the Gospel of John in the last few weeks. And so what I'm going to offer you today is a reading strategy for John's Gospel. What I want you to do is look for John's accounting of Jesus' miracles, because this forms the outline of the first 11 chapters, actually the first 12 chapters of the Gospel, and to look for the time and place cues that John uses to tell the story, because they are very important. For instance, we saw back in chapter 2 that Jesus did his first sign at the wedding in Cana of Galilee, and that revealed his glory. And then note that as soon as he does that, his time is here now, and he goes to Jerusalem, where he clears the temple courts. He predicts his death and resurrection. Right? This is the recurring pattern in John's Gospel, and you need to keep an eye out for it as you read. It's interesting how in John chapter 2 that many believed, down in verse 24, but Jesus did not entrust himself to them because he was still withholding himself. He's still not engaging outside of his close circle of disciples. He's still, as far as the public is concerned, largely incognito. But then in John chapter 3, he did entrust himself to Nicodemus, the chosen. The video series that I described a couple of weeks ago on Sunday has a great episode portraying Jesus having that evening discussion with Nicodemus. You get to see Nicodemus's background, his personality, and just that wonderful conversation with Jesus. And that cues us to another thing to look for. John loves to use Jesus's intimate conversations with Nicodemus, with the Samaritan woman. He uses these to reveal who Jesus is. And then the other thing to look for as we go through John's Gospel is the theme of Jesus's statement about my time. All right. This week we move into John chapter 7 here in fourth Epiphany, where we get to see the push and pull between Jesus and others about when is the time of his full revelation to Israel, and how Jesus is still trying to keep himself semi-hidden from the Jewish authorities down south in Judea. So this week it might be helpful as you get into John's Gospel to take a few minutes to go back through John chapter 1 through 6 maybe with a color pen, and to mark those time and place cues, those miracle statements, and to see the relationship between those and those intimate conversations that Jesus has, in which he reveals his identity and his glory. Hope you enjoy John's Gospel, and always remember that as we walk with Jesus, that's really what the Christian life is all about. We are walking with this man. We are hearing his words. We are witnessing the things that he does. We are allowing his character, little by little, to seep into our character. And then we're going forth to bear witness to others about what we have seen and heard. So go forth with Jesus and have a great week. See you on Sunday.